We'll start with some ghastly sounding news. A fire has broken out, as we heard there, as a 19-storey tower block in East London, which has the same ACM cladding as Grenfell Tower did. Photos from the scene show billowing black smoke reaching the top of the building, which is in Poplar. The London Fire Brigade said parts of the 8th, 9th and 10th floors of the tower block were affected by fire. More than 125 firefighters have been sent to the scene. Earlier, we heard from Yasmin, who is chair of the Residents Association there at New Providence Wharf.
At around about 9 o'clock this morning, I got a phone call from a friend, which was a missed call. I opened my phone. I saw videos of a fire in Block D. And then I got another phone call to say the fire is really serious. Everybody evacuate. I live in one of the cores. There are 5 cores, A to E. The fire was in Block D. Mine is Core A. So I got my husband out and knocked on every single door going down the flights of stairs, telling them to evacuate. Really bad fire. There was no nobody. We're supposed to have a waking watch that has been put in place. Not a sign of a waking watch coming to help us. And we evacuated as many people as we could.
Well, it sounds absolutely terrifying.
It is. It's been terrifying. I was in a fire in Block A. It was terrifying then, and it's terrifying for the people that have just come through. Smoke all over from the fire was on the 8th floor. Smoke was all the way up to the 18th floor. So, my message to people is if there's a fire in your block, don't sit and wait. Get out.
That was Yasmin, who is chair of the Residents Association at New Providence Wharf. Also a member of the Residents Association is Andrew McCallum, who lives in the adjoining block to the one on which we have this fire. Andrew, what can you tell us?
Oh, hi, Adrian.
Hi.
I said I live just around in terms of the same building. I think, as Yasmin said, being aware at 9 o'clock that something was going wrong. I mean, obviously we're all working from home here. Could hear some shouting and some smoke, but even though we're just round from where the fire was, there was no warning or anything like that. So we quickly came downstairs and in terms of evacuated and could see the scene. There was a number of fire engines. I think initially, unfortunately, that the London Fire Brigade didn't have a fire engine with a long enough ladder or hose to put the fire out. But then I think within about 15, 20 minutes, there was an engine that was able to reach it. So I think it was mainly out by about sort of 10 o'clock. So it'd been going about an hour. Obviously, a lot of damage to the flats, and obviously we were all evacuated. And a very scary situation, which could have got even more out of hand, bearing in mind the cladding we have on this building.
And were fire alarms going off? Were there sprinklers or anything there? What safety features have you been living with or not?
Well, the situation is we know there was no fire alarm going off in our block. I could hear some form of fire alarm going off in the block next to us, but bear in mind that it's a different entrance, but it's in a sense the same building. I don't believe we don't have a sprinkler system here. The building was built, I think, in 2002 to 2004, where I don't know in terms of such regulations were in place. We have recently had a waking watch installed, but that's been 3 years after we've known that the ACM cladding was on the building. So no, there was nothing other that was done to help us really get out.
So the waking watch, a system of which I think it's fair to say Yasmin, who we heard from earlier, is not a fan. Yep. It's something you pay for. I think it's between you, it's £47,000 a month or something split between all the leaseholders there. And This is for somebody is employed to walk about and check everything every 15 minutes or something. I mean, did they spot this? Do you know? I mean, have you felt safer with this person there?
No, I mean, the waking watch has been in the last few weeks. I think it was deemed that we didn't need a waking watch because of the number of staff that we have on site, but it's been put in place. We haven't seen the fire engineer's report, even though, as you say, we're leaseholders here, so I guess we don't have an understanding of why it has been put in, but clearly it didn't really seem to have much of an effect. It's literally 3 people in high-vis jackets walking around. And as I said, from what I understand, they didn't really seem to add any value this morning at all.
Have you any idea when you'll be allowed back inside?
We haven't. We said that it'd be given an update maybe about sort of 1:30. Obviously, there's 560 flats in this building, and we're all out of the building at the moment. We've still got a large number of fire engines on scene, and as I understand it, nobody has got any life-threatening injuries, thankfully. So the people that were on balconies trying to get out were able to get out. I assume that there'd been maybe some smoke inhalation and that sort of thing, but no one's got any life-threatening injuries as far as I'm aware.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, and best wishes to you, Andrew. I hope the second half of your day is somehow calmer than the first, but we'll go on.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say, Adrian, we've been living, I guess, in fear for the last 3.5 years. We've known since September 2017 that this building has got ACM cladding, and the freeholder and the developer and the managing agent are all the same organisation, Ballymore, and they've been so slow at really doing anything to remediate this building. And unfortunately, although it wasn't a serious incident today, this was always there, and we've had so much mental anguish. I just wanted to say, as an organisation, they just haven't been there for us to actually address this. Right. But thankfully, it will be now.
Okay. Andrew McCallum, thanks for that. Obviously, the organisation, I think it was Ballymore, he said they're not here to represent themselves, so let's bear that in mind, and we'll be seeking some kind of response from them.